Welcome to Revenge with Lyra.
You're going to love this, my brother said, raising his champagne glass like he was the hero of the night. I bought my wife a Christmas present, a $55,000 country house. Everyone at the table clapped. My mother gasped. My father looked impressed. His wife looked smug. And I froze. Where did you get that kind of money? I asked, my fork still hovering midair. He smirked. You got promoted this year, right? High salary and all that. I figured you could afford it. Then he laughed like it was a joke. A party trick. You what? I whispered, but the blood drained from my face. I took out the loan in your name, he said casually, like he was telling me I dropped my keys. You'll pay it off quick. You don't have kids. Don't be selfish. My hand was shaking. The table had gone silent. Then he added with a grin, it's already approved. Merry Christmas. I pushed my chair back. My voice didn't tremble. Since we're all making announcements tonight, I said, standing slowly, I have one of my own. His eyes narrowed. My mom tilted her head. My dad squinted. And when I finished my sentence, his knees buckled, and my mother clutched her chest. I was 12 when my brother first borrowed from me $80 from my birthday envelope. He said he needed it for a school trip. My parents told me to let it go. He's your brother. He'll pay you back. He never did. By 15, he had racked up more in my name, streaming subscriptions, food deliveries, even parking tickets. By the time I was in college, I had learned to put password locks on everything, hide my debit cards, and freeze my credit when home for the holidays. But now, he had outdone himself. He had applied for a home loan in my name, forged my signature, used my documents, even updated my employment details. And my parents? When I showed them the loan approval email, my mother blinked, then said, Camille, it's Christmas. Let's not ruin the mood. Ruin the mood? I was $55,000 in debt because of their golden child, and they wanted cake. I sat in my old bedroom that night, breathing into a pillow so I wouldn't scream. But instead of crying, I wrote a list. Names, receipts, screenshots, passwords, everything. If they wanted to treat me like the invisible one, fine. But they forgot something. I learned how to disappear and how to make noise when I wanted. 3 days after Christmas, I went to the bank alone, dressed in my work blazer and carrying a folder labeled fraud documentation. I told the woman behind the glass everything. The forged loan, the identity theft, the connection to my brother. I showed them the email trails, the mismatched signatures, the account activity that never matched my own. She blinked hard when she saw the loan's date, December 18th. He had done it just 1 week before announcing it proudly over turkey and mashed potatoes. Within 2 hours, the fraud department had frozen the loan. But I wasn't done. I filed a police report, and then I did the one thing my family never expected. I contacted every single person who had been at that Christmas dinner and sent them a family update. I attached the email receipts. I attached the fake signature. I attached a photo of my brother smiling in front of the fireplace. Subject line: the gift that wasn't his to give. The reactions poured in like wildfire. My aunt replied, "You're kidding." My uncle called me at 2 a.m. I wasn't doing this out of pettiness. I was doing it because silence had always protected him. Not this time. They wanted a show at dinner? Fine. The second act was about to begin. By the time New Year's Eve arrived, my brother was scrambling. He showed up to my apartment, sweaty and desperate, pretending like he'd made some sort of harmless mistake. I meant to surprise her, he said. Didn't think you'd make such a big deal out of it. We're family. I stood in the doorway, calm. No, I said. You thought I'd roll over. Like I always do. He begged me not to take legal action. Said it would destroy his life. You'll ruin everything, he whispered. You already did, I replied. I didn't slam the door. I closed it like a page being turned. The next morning, December 31st, my parents hosted their annual New Year brunch. Fake smiles. Glitter banners. The whole charade. Everyone who had seen my email was there. And they were watching. At exactly 11:45 a.m., 2 plainclothes officers arrived at the house. They asked for my brother by full name. My mother dropped her mimosa. He froze mid-laugh, eyes darting like a cornered animal. What is this? The officer held up the warrant. Bank fraud. Identity theft. You have the right to remain silent. My mother gasped. My father went pale. My brother's knees buckled.
But me?
I stood at the staircase landing, dress pressed, spine straight, finally not the quiet one anymore. The room split in half. Some guests stood frozen. Others pretended to sip their drinks like this was still a party. My mother rushed to the officers, voice shrill. There must be a mistake. My son wouldn't do this. He's a good man. A family man. The taller officer didn't flinch. Ma'am, we have documentation, forged loan applications, voice recordings, and signed statements. The bank confirmed he used his sister's employment records to secure a $55,000 loan. My brother tried to play victim, tears trembling on his lashes. Camille, please.
We can fix this.
Just tell them it was a mix-up. I walked down the stairs slowly, heels clicking against the tile, my words slicing cleaner than any blade. You used me, I said. You stole from me, humiliated me in front of strangers, and expected me to carry your mess quietly. He opened his mouth, but I raised a hand. And for the record, I added, glancing at our mother, I told you this family would fall apart the day you stopped protecting your daughter and started defending your son's lies. A silent punch to her pride.
My father tried to speak. Couldn't.
The officers cuffed my brother and let him out. The air in the room collapsed behind him. The silence after he was gone was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. Plates sat cold. Glasses untouched. My aunt dabbed her eyes with a napkin. My cousin whispered, "Good for you," like a secret blessing. My mother stood like a statue, her knuckles white against the edge of the dining table. You didn't have to do this. You embarrassed us. On Christmas. I looked her dead in the eye.
No.
He embarrassed himself. I just told the truth. She stepped closer, voice trembling with resentment. You've always wanted to make this family look bad. This was your moment, wasn't it? I let out a soft, bitter laugh. You think this was about revenge? I pointed to the loan paperwork still spread on the table. This was about survival. You wanted me to clean up his mess, silently. Like always. My dad finally spoke. He's still your brother. I nodded.
Exactly.
And I'm still your daughter. But somehow, that never seemed to matter as much. They didn't respond. The guests slowly started leaving. Quiet nods. Avoided eye contact. No one said a word to my parents. But as one couple walked out, the woman turned to me and said, "You did what we all wish we had the courage to do." And that stayed with me. By morning, the video had gone viral. Yes, I recorded it. Every word my brother said, every arrogant smirk, every stunned gasp when I revealed the fraud, all of it captured from a quiet angle in the living room. My friend Nora edited it overnight, added captions, and posted it anonymously to a trending Reddit revenge thread. She titled it, "My brother bought his wife a $55,000 house," using my name. It exploded. People weren't just angry, they were furious. Lawyers, survivors, siblings who had been financially betrayed, they all poured into the comments. The bank's public relations email got flooded. Suddenly, the branch manager was calling me, apologizing, promising a swift internal investigation. My phone buzzed every 10 minutes. But I didn't post it for clout. I posted it because for once, I wanted to control the story. Not be the footnote. Not be the family's scapegoat. And for the first time ever, my parents didn't know what to do. The community they'd built, the polished family image, it cracked. The cracks didn't break me. They freed me. I received 3 job offers that week from companies who admired my poise under pressure. My credit was being repaired. And my brother? He was about to face something worse than public shame. He was about to face me. I filed charges 2 days later. Identity theft.
Fraud.
Harassment. He thought I was bluffing until the police showed up at his office with a court summons. My mother begged me to let it go because family is all we have. But I remembered her silence that night, her choice to protect him. Again. This wasn't revenge anymore. This was reclamation. In court, the judge reviewed the loan documents. My forged signature. The bank manager's oversight. My video. The online response. Everything was undeniable. My brother kept stuttering about good intentions and just wanting to surprise his wife. The judge didn't flinch. You surprised her, he said flatly. Now you'll surprise the justice system. He was ordered to repay the full loan with interest, attend financial ethics courses, and issue a formal apology, which I refused to accept. His wife left him. The house was seized. And my parents? They don't speak at dinner the same way anymore. They know the weight of silence now. I moved into my own apartment, the lease in my name. No secrets. No debt. Just me, the sound of my own breathing, and finally peace. I don't tell this story to gloat. I tell it because for the first time I didn't back down. And that Christmas? He unwrapped the consequences.